Oh my goodness. He loves it. He can't wait to go back. He loves all the teachers. Like, he's like, when are we doing the next one? He was so disappointed that there's none of the full week classes in September, October. I'm like, you got to go to regular school. But he's like, oh, I want to do like all the programs. So we're just basically waiting for the next ones that come up. And he's in there, like, no hesitation. And he's so excited to choose which one he's going to do next.
I'm Agnes Stowicki, Managing Editor with Our Kids. We're speaking with insiders from Canada's leading camps and kids programs. This is the Our Kids Insider Perspective.
So what we love about the program was, in general, first just signing up, the variety. There are so many different types of programs, different topics. Like, it was hard for us to choose because there was just so much to choose from. And my son wanted to do all of them. And it was really because he loves science. So it really like piqued his interest. So I love that about this. I haven't seen any other camp that has this much variety in program offerings. So for March break camp, it was each day was a different theme, which was amazing. So one day was like super secret spy school, one was dinosaurs back in time or something like that. One was grossology, one was baking. So that was really cool for March break camp. And then for summer camp, each week you have to pick a specific one. So we did either super secret spy school for the whole week, or we did baking for the whole week. And what was cool is because he did March break, he could see which one he liked. Because in 5 days of March break, you got to do 5 different classes. So that was really cool. So when summer camp came, he's like, I know exactly which ones I want to do, mom. And he chose like the 3 specific weeks for the 3 topics that he liked the most. So I got a recommendation from like another mom friend, like, oh, hey, you should try Idea Lab out. And I was like, okay. I was unsure because I actually haven't sent my son anywhere ever away from me, even though he's 6.5. We did virtual school because of the pandemic. So I had never sent him anywhere. So I was a little wary of that. And then as soon as we saw the website and all the different types of, programs he could do, the excitement was already there. So it had to be a yes. But then when I got there, everybody was just so like welcoming and nice and friendly. It just felt like a very safe environment, which for me is like key, like safety of my child, because I'm physically leaving him with somebody else. It's not a school board, it's nothing like that. It's like a private company, right? So I had to feel very, very comfortable. So like the moment I went there, it was like I had no worries, like no issues. So that's what it was for me. 1,000%. Because like I said, he had never done anything outside of like virtual school at home. So literally just, sitting in front of a computer, and we don't do computer time anyway. So it was an adjustment. But as soon as he started Idea Lab, the first day I think was a little bit like, oh, did you make any friends? Like, no, mom, I didn't. And then the next day he's like, oh, I made this friend and this friend. And the next day I was like, oh, this friend did this. And like he just became very social very easily. And he made a lot of friends. And I noticed he was just very comfortable going, like even the first day because of the welcoming environment. But even after that, it was like, bye, see you later. He didn't even look at me. He just ran off. And I was like, oh, okay. That's good. That's what you want. But it was just really nice to see that growth so quickly, right? Because you would think like, oh, it's going to take like, a couple of weeks to get like a rapport with the teacher. It was instant because they're so great there. I think like in general, what I do as a parent in any of these situations is I always make sure to ask him like really detailed questions like, what did he do every day? What was your favorite part of the day? What was your least favorite part? What did you find the most difficult? And then based on his answers, kind of like encourage him to like to improve on that the next day. So for example, if he was like, mom, I had a hard time talking to kids on the first day. So then the next day I'd be like, okay, today, why don't you go and just introduce yourself to 2 new people? So like supporting him that way, not what I think he should do, but what he specifically was struggling with. I try to do that even with just regular school. I think that's really helpful. And then I think it's really helpful for parents to always like talk to the teachers, like know them by face, even if it's just for camp. I like that. I like to be like on a personal level with them. And then sometimes they'll even tell you, oh, I noticed this or I noticed that, and kind of take their suggestions because they see him all day. So I think both of those things really help support your kid. Oh my goodness. He loves it. He can't wait to go back. He loves all the teachers. Like, he's like, when are we doing the next one? He was so disappointed that there's none of the full week classes in September, October. I'm like, you got to go to regular school. But he's like, oh, I want to do like all the programs. So we're just basically waiting for the next ones that come up. And he's in there, like, no hesitation. And he's so excited to choose which one he's going to do next, like which topic, which theme for the week. So he just has like rave reviews. I didn't hear one like negative thing or one thing he just didn't like. There's always going to be something like, oh, I thought this was boring or this was boring. Like, nothing. He just loved it. Like, loved it. He was thrilled to go every day. Honestly, I feel like because we did so many of the different ones, like, I don't think you'll be disappointed as long as your child is like interested in whichever topic. And there's so many, you're almost basically guaranteed they're going to like something in the list of everything they're offering. I think just give it a try. It's a wonderful place. And even when you go there and visit, you'll get that feeling right away. It's a very like small community feeling. Everyone knows you by face, which usually in camp, you don't really expect that, right? Because you're kind of just like a stranger to everybody because it's such a short amount of time. But from the first day, like, they know you, they recognize your child. It's a very like secure and safe feeling. I love that they give like check-in and check-out emails. So that's really awesome. If you're somebody like me who's a little more worried about that kind of stuff, like if you've never let your child go anywhere, that was a really nice feeling. They would always send me an email saying, okay, you have checked him in at this time, you've checked him out at this time. I thought that was like probably the best thing I've ever seen personally. And even if you meet like the teachers there, you're gonna love them. They're so kind and personable, friendly, welcoming. Like, they're the kind of teachers that you would want your kid to be around. Honestly, like, they're just so lovely. I can't say enough good things about them. Like, I think if you're on the fence and you go there and meet them, you'll be completely like, no hesitation whatsoever. And how we did the March break camp, if you do that, that would be really nice for every child to kind of see like which topic, which theme they like, because they do so many of them. So that's another suggestion. You could try that as well. But I think from all the camps that I've seen, because I did do a lot of research prior to that, and I just loved Idea Lab right off the bat. As soon as I started navigating through their website and seeing their offerings, and then I also knew a mom that had done Idea Lab as well. But then the more parents I've talked to along the year in the regular school, they've also done Idea Lab. So it's a pretty popular camp, which is also a good feeling if it's well known. That makes you feel better as well, right? Like, they're reputable. So I would say give it a try.
For more information about this program, you can visit their profile at OurKids.net.